Hello, my name is Kat. Welcome to my channel. Today we have a wrap up and we have to check my bingo cards. Hello, how are you doing today? I hope you're having a wonderful day. So today's video is my wrap up for the months of May, June and July. And we're also going to revisit my bingo cards. So I'm going to try to be quick. It's not too many books because I didn't read too much on these last 3 months. No energy for audios, no energy for reading, like a physical reading. I couldn't focus too much, so I decided like don't force it. So we don't have too many books to go through, but we also have to revisit my bingo cards to see how much progress I had on those. And without further ado, let's go to check what books I read during the months of May and June and July. So I have 3 physicals and the rest they were audio. So let's start with the Bad Summer People. So this one is an audio that I picked up for the kind of like a seasonal read. It's a summer book and it's set during the summertime in an island that is very similar to the Hamptons, where a lot of rich people is going there, and we have a group of people that they kind of know each other from they were younger, and now they have their own families and they're going to this place, and a murder happened. The book itself, it was a fun read. If you want to have a fun read, something light to read it during the summertime, I can recommend it because it's an easy read, it's very atmospheric, and it's just a fun read. What you can get from the book, not too much. Every single person in this book is bad, very superficial, and I think that's the point of the book itself, to show you how much sometimes people has no values and they have priorities that don't make sense. I guess the intention of the author was to show you exactly that, and that's what she did. So you have a good time. Nobody's likable in this book. I don't think you can feel sorry for any of them. And we just kind of discover at the end who committed the crime, but anybody could do it. It was a good, fun read for the summer. Do I recommend it? Yes. In an audio version, yes, because it's very atmospheric and it's good for a summer read. The next one, it was The Two Towers. Well, you know, I did like it. I did like less this one compared to the Fellowship of the Rings, but no doubt I like it. I'm very invested in the story. I get to know the story because of the movie, so even if I don't want it, I'm gonna compare to them. And yes, I find a lot of difference between the movies and the book, but book and movie are great for me. I did have a really good time. I mark a lot of sections, underline a lot of sections, sections that I can see what they say in the movie. I can see who said it here, or if it's the same person who said it, how they actually said it, what happened before. Like, I really have a really good time. I underline a lot of sections and I'm ready to get the last book done. So highly recommended. I will always recommend it. The next one is A Cold Dark Place. So this one is set up in a place where like a kind of like natural disaster happened, and because of that they find a family being killed. They cannot find the teenager son, and some other crimes and other murders appear because the investigation, when they are trying to get together the pieces, because this family is being killed, they kind of find out that it's somehow connected to an old case, and because of that the two cases kind of overlap. That's the part I didn't like, because every time when they kind of overlap, I couldn't see the difference where one crime started and when the other one finished, when they start talking about it. So it was a little confusing there. At the beginning, I was very invested in the story, but then I kind of get tired of it. If I recommend it, I would say so. It's a quick read. It's not too long. So overall, it's fine. I think it's good for an audio. Like, you can do other stuff while you listen it. It's considered like a true crime audio, like story. That's the reason I pick it up. Next book is Frankenstein. This one was the pick for my book club. This one doesn't need another like any introduction either. We know this story because the ton of adaptation. I have to say, it's not what I was expecting. I was expecting a little bit more spooky, more dark, but it's not. I think it's more, and probably that's the reason a lot of people like it, or they are very impressed about this book, because they it's more like analysis what is the behavior of Frankenstein and the way he see the things and how affect to other ones, and how his monster is behaving, and the way the monsters see the things. So the way that it's presented is very interesting. That's probably a lot of people really like this book. It's not what I was expected. It didn't blow my mind at all, but I think the writing is great. And I think I will highly recommend it. Yes, I think everybody should read it, because it's not like everybody think it is, and everybody is gonna get something different from this book. It's a really good book. Not the best, no like I was expecting, but it's a really, really, really good book. So yeah, let's move on to the next one. That is another audio. That's Daisy Jones and the Six. So this one is about this girl and a group of about Daisy and the Six. They are all of them musicians, and it's set in the 70s. And they show you how they get connected, and because they are working together, they became very famous. And it's present to you like in an interview form, and make you believe that it's a real band, but it's not a real band. It's been uh, inspired from bands from the 70s. It was very engaging. I did like this audio better than the last two that I had. However, I have a complaint. It's not a big complaint. It's just more like it kind of bothered me a little bit that every time, since it's interview form, it's been written like an interview form. Every time you say you have, oh, and Daisy said this, and then this one said that, and this one is saying this. Kind of get it bothered me, and then after maybe half of the book I kind of got used to it. But I think it was unnecessary for the audio form, because in the audio form you have a different actors doing the each character, so you kind of know who is talking. You don't need to nobody telling you, oh, and this one said that, and this one said that. So that's just a small complaint, but overall I did like the audio. I was very engaged in the audio, and it was a really good audiobook. The next one is Path of Destruction, and is the Dark Bane trilogy. That is a Legends trilogy from the Star Wars kind of war. Like all the books that they have is a legend. It's part of the legend, something like this. This one is a recommendation from Youtini. I'm gonna link their website down below, because they have a really good recommendations. They do it by how they think is the quality. If you want to follow a specific timeline, if you want to read just legends book, if you want to read just canon books. So it's very interesting how they present to you all the books, and every time they are renewing their like whatever list they have, because some books they keep coming out and everything. So it's a really good website, and I get the recommendation from them. I'm already having the second book on this trilogy. The first part is really good. It's about this Sith that is training in a group that is a group of Siths, and they have kind of like conflicts with the Jedi's, of course. But you're looking at the side of the Sith, what this group think how the Sith supposed to use the Force, and they explain you why they kind of get separated from the Jedi's, and why they think they are better from the Jedi's, and how they're supposed to work it out the Force. And you have this guy that is becoming a Sith, and you follow his story and how he get to get the Force working in his favor. So the story overall is very interesting. You kind of see a different point of view, like the Sith view, to see how everything works around. Obviously, we still have the Jedi's, but they kind of get in a second page. They are not the main focus of the story. the main focus is this seed that is trying to become the best seed ever. And I have the second book, and I'm ready to get to read that one. I'm thinking I'm not gonna do it in the next couple months, but this year for sure I'm gonna listen it to it. I highly recommend it. It's a really good book. And finally, I have Lore. Where is this book? Here. This one is about this girl that she is living in a actual, like, present war, and she is part of a house that they are hunters, and they belong to specific houses that they are part of they are the houses of the nine Greek gods, right? And every 9 Greek gods, and every 9 years these gods they became human, and these hunters from the other houses they can kill them and get their power. And we have this girl that is part of the one of the houses, and she lost all her family, and now she is in the middle of, and somehow she is very important for this god situation and how to end this circle. And she's a key for this story. In that way they can finish this circle, and so far I didn't finish. I'm including it in this wrap up because I'm technically 100 pages done. Like, either I'm gonna finish tomorrow, and for if for any reason I cannot finish tomorrow, it will be after tomorrow. But I'm almost like it's gonna be done like pretty soon. So that's why I'm including this one in my wrap up, because I have read enough to tell you that it is a really good book. It's very interesting. The war setup is very interesting. I did like it how they set it up, the story. It is for a younger audience. It's a young adult story. I do like it. If I recommend it, yes, I think for a younger audience it's good. It is a old gray pig. This one is from, let me check what year. It is a little old. It's not that old, 2021. So it's 3 years old. I was thinking it's like about 6 or 5 years old. It's only 3 years old. It is very interesting. It is a little thick. I don't think needed to be that big, but I do recommend that for people who likes different words. You like Greek gods and some kind of myths around them. It is good. I'm almost done. It was okay. Nothing that blew my mind. Sadly, I have only one book during these 3 months that I really enjoy it. Star Wars Speak. It was a really good one too. Daisy Jones, highly recommended. It's very engaging. Like, keep you it keep you hold to the story, and the rest they were okay. So now let's check my bingo cards. We're just gonna go and kind of look the pictures very quick, so we don't get this video extra too long. So I have the first bingo card that I have for you, historical fiction, and we have flipped this one. I choose a different book for the 60s, but the Libby or the library didn't have it available, and they actually let me borrow Daisy Jones. That it was my pick for books set in the 70s. So we kind of flip it. And today, actually, they sent me the notification that I can get the book that I was thinking for the book set in the 60s. So we're just going to flip the months the other way. You know what I mean? So now we have then the 17th done. Next quarter, I'm going to have the 60s done, and hopefully maybe one more. Then we have outdoors reading challenge. No progress on this one. We have only Isabel Allende done. If I will make at least one line on this bingo, it would be great, right? Then we have mystery, thriller, horror genre situation. That's the pick that I have. It was called Dark Place, that I picked it intentional because they said it's a true crime. It is good if you want to listen it, because you can do other things and you can keep track the story. It's not that heavy, but it's not super interesting, and it's a little predictable too. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Oh, well, this one is the long-term project that I have that is written in Spanish, books that they are in Spanish. and they've been translated, and books that they are set in different countries, and I did have no progress at all, and it's already half of the year. So for this one, it's a project that I really want to do it, and I even have some videos in the channel about them. So it's a project that I have to work it out somehow. I'm thinking to do something different, keep the bingo for the bingo cards, but be a little more intentional instead of waiting for the books to kind of show up and then talk about them. Be more intentional and kind of look for them hard and read them and show it and share it with you, because it's a very important project, because I want to read more books in Spanish, and because I want to read books that are not set in the same place all the time. And Rabbit is barking again. So we're almost done. And then we have the talking bingo cards. We have the two towers. Pretty sure we're gonna get the Return of the King, and probably one more here. So this one, I'm not worried too much about it. And like I said many times before, this is a bingo card that we're just gonna see over the years how much progress I get. And finally, we have the general bingo card that I have for the whole year that we played with you a little bit. And the last time I have to read a book that is set in a different time, and I picked A Gentleman in Moscow, but I didn't read it. So sadly, we don't have that one done. But I did pick the Old Craig prom too, and that's lore. So that one is going to be a book done, and we're just gonna carry on The Gentleman in Moscow for the next quarter, and we're going to pick two more prompts for the next quarter to see what we're going to read. So now we're going to pick it up. I have my little can here. We're gonna choose two more prompts and see what we're going to read the next 3 months. Oh, they have some magnets there in this can too. I hope they don't. There you go. Okay, so this one is let me check. I think this one is set in a different country. Yes, it's an author from a different country. So I have to read a book that is from an author that's from a different country, that is not United States. It has to be from a different country. That's kind of easy, but not easy. Okay, so I think it for a little second. I may read one book that is from an author from Bolivia. That's a different country. I tend to read books from American or UK authors, so maybe that's a good option to force myself to read a book from an author that is from my country. So that's the prompt that we have. This one. We need to pick up one more prompt. Okay, this one. Oh no, yes. It's a book of the month pick. I mean, it's good because I have too many of them. But I don't know. It feels the same kind of problem. No, but it's good. I have too many of them, so I need to read them. And I actually have one book that is okay. I'm almost done. Anyways, I was saying that I actually have one book that I was very interesting to read, and I kind of talk about it in my last video, and I think it's maybe a good excuse to read it now. Is the Ink Loud Sister Scribe. So this one, it was a book that it was on my radar from a long time, and it's a book of the month pick, so it kind of worked for my prompts. There you go. We have one book from a different author from a different country. We're gonna try to read one of my Bolivian authors, and one book of the month pick. So those are my two next books to read for the next 3 months, plus my book club picks. And I think that's it. I hope you like the video. I hope you have a good time with me. If you like the video, like always, thumbs up. If you want to know if I post another video, ring the campanita. And thank you for watching. Bye.